you straight up, he's Ishmael.
Exactly. And so they can't do nothing about it because he's gonna tell you who he is.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
And shall serve thy brother. So really he's gonna live with the sword, and then he's gonna go into captivity. Which, go ahead, keep going.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
And this happened a couple of times, because when we got into the land of Israel, during the time of King David, all of Edom was under subjection under Israel.
Right.
They all are ended. It tells you in the scriptures that all Edom became servants unto David.
Yeah.
And he set up garrisons in Edom. You know what garrisons are? He set up basically military bases up in there. And he didn't do that to the other heathen nations. Because you know the other heathen, they gonna just be like, listen, we saw, we're gonna bow down, we're gonna pay tribute. We don't want more.
But
these
these
are rebellious, man. So they had to put you said he had to put watchdogs.
Yes, that's right.
Because look, you got to really look at it, man. They have a similar type spirit, man. They come from the same person, bro. So they're rebellious, bro. It's gonna be there, bro.
That's heavy though, bro.
That is, man.
They had to put garrisons in Edom, man. You know what garrisons are?
That's the same thing with Esau doing today, though.
Yeah,
with other nations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the other nations. Putting garrisons up there. Right over Middle East, they all up in there, man.
Esau knows the drill. Esau knows, man.
He said, oh, my brother did this to me, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and that was a strategy that he got from Jake.
Yep.
With David and his mighty men. They did that, and that's why Esau uses that now.
Yeah.
Because he's like, listen, we got to put military bases everywhere. What a lot of people don't understand, during the time of the 2008 elections, Esau created what was called AFRICOM, which is basically the U.S. military command over Africa. It was in the middle of the election in November. So they had to put up bases in Africa, in different parts of Africa. So now they got military bases everywhere. Every continent they have military bases. Which shows you they're preparing for war.
Yeah, because they said when they were talking about the peace, suddenly they'll be sudden destruction.
That's
so
right.
we have to be at
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Watch and pray.
Which we'll get into.
This last verse.
The last verse.
Yeah.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
So, see, if you brothers and sisters want to know why these people hate our people so bad, this is the origin of it.
This is the origin of the hate.
You know, because when I was growing up, I used to be like, damn, why do they hate us so much? I'd be trying to look through the history books. Like, what did we do to these people? You be like searching. You be like, man, we ain't do not a damn thing to these folks.
Right.
You literally like, look.
But you got to go right back to this source.
You got to go back to the book, man. It got the answer to your question.
All because of a blessing, man.
A blessing.
That blessing that he despised, man.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like you said before, inside of Esau was all the rest of Edomites.
Right.
So they got to carry that energy. It's all spiritual energy. It's a spiritual energy that really even goes back. We're not going to go in deep into it. It goes back to Cain and Abel.
Right.
That's right.
You know. So is that it?
Just one little piece.
Yeah.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Yeah,
and since then they've been trying to slay us. And one last time they're going to try and do it again. A lot of you Jakes, a lot of our people don't understand that these people are preparing for all-out massacre and slaughter upon our people.
That's right.
And even in other countries, because they got people. They got people in leadership positions all around the world, and they have identified who they believe is Israel. And they're gonna try and come at them. That's why some of these wars that a lot of people see in these massacres and genocides, a lot of people don't know that some of these people that happen to around the world were Israelites. Right. You just don't know about it. I'll give you a prime example. And you're gonna go back. You got a pizza?
I would just. This is Ecclesiastes 6.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you want to get on that?
It was just the son of the end of the world. Esau, the end of the world, Jacob.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely get that one. Yeah, we'll get that later. Yeah, when we finish that Matthew. And I was going to give you a prime example. During World War I, you had a lot of, when you go into the scriptures, a lot of people don't understand. When you go into the scriptures, a lot of the places where the disciples preached at outside of Jerusalem was like in Asia Minor, which is modern day Turkey, and Greece, right?
Yeah.
Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that because a lot of our people think on a carnal level, not spiritual, the descendants of those people were still in that land all the way up into the time of the Middle Ages as well. They didn't just disappear and go to Africa and then get on a slave ship.
Right,
Their descendants are still there. Now, what people don't understand is when you go into the World War I, there was a genocide upon the people that were known as the Antilochian Greeks. Now, those people were the people that were not part of the Ottoman Empire when the Turks took over. These people were still practicing the old Orthodox Christian religion. And they were massacred during World War I by the Ottoman Empire, by the millions. Now, a lot of people don't know that those people, the reason why they were massacred by the millions is because a lot of those people, they knew they were Israelites. So they used World War I as a way to commit a massacre that's rarely even talked about, or genocide upon a people that were more than likely Israel. Because those are the remnant of the people from the old Byzantine Empire that were still around when the Ottoman Greeks took over. That's why they didn't convert to Islam. A lot of them were still practicing their old customs and ways. That's why, you know, a lot of people got to understand how heavy and deep this thing is, man. It's really serious, and this is how Esau operates. He wants to kill Jacob. He wants to eradicate his seed off the earth, but it says it's not going to happen. You got a scripture?
This is Ezekiel 35 and Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had it in. And so more precepts to, man, perpetual hatred, non-ending hatred, man.
A perpetual hatred. That's why they will never like us. You cannot, they're set up that way.
It's kind of like their programming, man. They can't go against the programming that the Most High put on them, bro.
It's crazy. It's a computer program.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on autopilot. There's really nothing. Everybody really is on autopilot. I mean, it's really crazy, man. I mean, we're dealing with the most high power of the universe. You got to think about this for a second, man. You know? I mean, people, you really got to think about, like, no.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Thank you. Bless your heart.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
It's just happening right now, because kingdom against kingdom is like your different powers. Like, really, a kingdom is like America. America's not a nation, because when we went to nation against nation, we were talking about actual nation, like biblical nations. Kingdom against kingdom is like the empire of Japan. Because when you're going back into World War I, they had an emperor, they had an empire that stretched over to Korea and China. Right? That's a kingdom. A kingdom has a realm with one person ruling.
That's right.
America's the same way. Keep going.
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Now, you had many famines that occurred since Esau came into power. When you go back into, you got the Irish famine, you got the famine that was in Russia.
Right.
That was a ridiculous famine. They just basically wiped out like a lot of their poor population that was living in the rural countries. Then you had the famine in Ethiopia, right? You had the Biafran famine. Okay. You've had multiple famines that have occurred over and there's supposed to be another famine. Remember we read that article about northern Nigeria? They potentially could go into a famine in northern Nigeria. So a lot of these things are going to happen, and guess what famine is going to happen? One of the worst here in Babylon. Here in Babylon is going to be one of the. It's going to be probably the worst famine. Because all the food is controlled by the people that rule America, that rule the world, and they're going to stop bringing food to market. And it's going to be every man for himself.
There have been articles where Walmart haven't been keeping they stock rooms inside the stores haven't been full.
You go to stores now. Sometimes you be like, damn, ain't nothing here.
It's empty.
With no water in Walmart. They have no water on the shelf.
And they're doing that on purpose. You know. Go ahead.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So that's what's going to happen. Some of the people, men of the Lord, are going to be put to death. It's just the truth. But a lot of them are going to be delivered. Some of them are, and because of the fact that. And the Most High, it has it set up like that. You should be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's right.
Because when the gospel comes out in its full totality, and and it's revealed that the Most High is dealing with certain men, even the heathen are going to be hated. Both the Jake heathen and the heathen. Because if you're not in this thing, you're really a heathen.
That's right.
According to the scriptures.
Just like it happened in the old times, man. Them brothers come out there, man, operating in the spirit. Hey, man, Jake and Esau.
That's right.
Hating on them, bro.
How do you put
First Maccabees 5:1.
I'm still into it.
Yeah, go to that. Yeah, because the brother said you should be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Let's give an example.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before.
Okay, wait, hold on. So this is spiritual now. Because see, the nations is going to hear that, hey, look, because when spiritual power comes, really,
that's right.
that's when the other nation's going to be like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the elders of these different nations is going to be like, it's their back.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like them shows back in the their back. It's gonna be one of them things, man. And that's when a lot of heathen nations. That's when you're gonna realize what your elders was hiding from you for years.
Right.
You know, because when the Most High starts to do the spiritual power works, that's when people are gonna know that okay, man, our time is just about done.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So when they hear that, now read that again. So at the top.
First Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. Now when the nations round about heard that the altar was built and the sanctuary renewed as before,
which is really talking about the elect, the house of David, or the spiritual elect being rebuilt. Now this is talking. I'm getting the spiritual context. Go ahead, Ak.
it displeased them very much.
It displeased them very much. They started hating. Now go back to Matthew.
Man.
So these other read that verse in Matthew again.
You think they hate us now?
You think they hate us now, bro?
They gonna really hate us.
You think Ishmael and Elam looking at you crazy when you step in their store, man? Wait till they hear, wait till the stuff starts happening, man.
Right.
And the Most High is about surprises, man. So when stuff start happening, they gonna be like,
oh snap.
oh snap. And then all of them gonna have to get together and counsel, like, what do we? Put
Try
them
to
in
get
prison.
confederacy again.
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah, they're gonna try and do that again, and that's when a lot of these guys, your top heads of these different nations, they're gonna tell their people what's going on. Go ahead.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's why, and that's part of the reason why they're gonna want to lock up the men of the Lord, because of the fact that they know that there's power. Now, some of them, they're going to be very careful because of the fact that some of them are spiritual enough to know, I don't want to touch these men.
That's why it states in the scriptures, in quietness and confidence.
Yeah.
Because see, when that time comes, Jake gonna get silent. Ain't gonna be too much going on then, man.
Yeah.
Once they come down come down on Jake, Jake gonna get quiet. He gonna be like, hey, move out the way, man.
Go on.
Like in Maccabees.
Yeah, no, continue in the Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
Yeah, during that time, that's what's going to be happening. And that's the reason why a lot of people, like I said, a lot of we've been dealing with as far as these different, a lot of people understand that these different groups that are out here as diversion, distractions.
That's right.
A lot of these guys are set up to betray you, man. You got people within those circles that they will be they'll be amongst the first ones to want to take you into prison.
Yeah, that's right.
And a lot of people don't even know that, man. And we know what we're talking about.
Right.
There's man, if y'all knew how deep the rabbit hole goes, we've been telling you brothers, man, you would be gone. Some of you brothers would leave the country if y'all knew what was really going on. Right?
And that's
Some
right.
of you guys would say, listen, if that's what's happening, if that's what you tell me, there's guys amongst us that's actually part of the government and they're actually real agents for real, and they're really going to be trying to take us into the system. You guys some of you brothers would leave. Y'all would find a nearest ticket as far away from Babylon.
Be up there looking at him, be like, yeah, that brother right there, he believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're like, what? I thought you was my brother. Yeah. Hey, man, set up.
He took that deal, man. You got guys that took deals, brother.
But he preached so passionately.
Yeah. They don't understand. You don't know there's brothers that literally took deals, man. Y'all guys have no idea. Right?
Man.
Y'all guys have no idea, bro. They took a blood oath to the death.
Right.
To do this, man. You guys don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how we understand when it gets to this sense how many betray one another.
That's when
part of it is the guys that you label with that were really false brethren. That's right. That you didn't know.
Yep.
False prophets.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hawk.
And then shall many be offended,
and
shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise,
Yeah.
and shall deceive many.
See, and it's not and then.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when it says and, it means along with this, as this is going on too. While all this is going on, this is all happening together, because it's not a then.
Right.
A lot of people think that'll happen first and then whatever. No, it's happening simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
It's happening at the same time or within that same period.
Yeah,
That all
in that
this is
same
happening,
period.
false prophets shall arise, what? And deceive many.
Deceive many.
And that's happening right now.
To this day.
And we're in that same time frame that Yahweh Shai was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's happening right now. And the deception is very subtle and very crafty.
Right.
It's very crafty. That's the reason why a lot of guys don't think, what are certain brothers against? But concerning this, we all preaching, talking about Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
We all talking about the kingdom coming. Why are we at odds?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a difference.
Difference.
There's a difference. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. Who's pushing out the gospel? Who's just giving you a bunch of noise to keep you occupied so you don't really see the gospel?
Right.
They put stuff in your mind to cloud your mind from actually seeing the pureness of the gospel.
Right.
And you don't even know it. It sounds the same, but examine it.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Have an open mind. This is your salvation, man.
Yeah.
You want to put it in the hands of a man, then
Go
put
ahead.
ours in Yahweh Shai. We'll just,
Right.
you know.
Right. That's
Go
right.
ahead, Ak.